Well, good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing something a little bit different. We're in the garden, and I know, again, this is not V-dubs related, but unfortunately we can't get out in the van at the moment. So to get content out there, like I said in previous videos, we're showing you bits and bobs around the house, what we're getting up to. So we have got quite a big garden, as you can see. There's a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of work in summer. It's been a bit neglected before we moved in, so there is a lot of chopping back, a lot of cutting back, a lot of getting rid of some of the undergrowth because there's stuff all over the place. So I just thought I'd do a quick video. This one's going to be about the grass, because if anyone knows me, they know what I'm really anal about my grass. So this one's in a right state. It's just full of moss. Can you see? Just all moss. Hardly any of this grass. Well, hardly any of this bit here is actually grass. It's probably 80% moss and 0 grass. Well, 20% grass. If you can see, I don't know whether you can see on here, but the darker patches are probably the grass and the lighter patches are the moss. So there's a lot more moss in this grass. It's all over, look. It's just moss. You see, there's a bit of grass, look, and that's all moss. So I'm going to start on the lawn because there is a lot of grass in this garden. There's this upper level here as well. This all needs sorting, which goes through that little the little walkway through there. Again, that's all moss. I'm not too concerned about the apple orchard because that's just what it is, isn't it? You know, it's all natural. So I'm not too concerned about the moss and the grass, or even the grass up there. We'll just let that get on with what it wants to do. But you can see there's lots of stuff I need to chop back. I also need to be pruning the apple trees, and this needs, I have had a go at this already. We have chopped all this away as well. Me and Ellis had a go at that. We've cleared all that. We're not going to clear all this because it's a nice tree and it's nice for the birds, so we're going to leave that. But I want to chop all this overhang off, and then we've got a load of firewood down here, look, which we couldn't see before because it was all overgrown. But yeah, I want to chop all that back so we can just neaten it all up a little bit. And again, this is all moss, look, just moss. There's grass, that's moss. It's just full of moss. So today what we're going to do, I'm going to first of all, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to get the grass cut, get it down as low as possible, or moss cut should I say. I'm going to get it down as low as possible, and then I'm going to scarify it. Now I've actually got this Hyundai petrol lawnmower that actually puts light. It's got roller on the back, just under there. It's got a roller, so it puts up nice lines in the grass. But it's not going to be effective if we've got moss, because you're not going to see the lines because the moss is just like a sponge. So what I need to do is I need to cut it with this. This is awesome as well. It's got electric start. I love the gadgets, but we've invested in quite a lot of tools because obviously with it being such a big garden, I do need assistance. I can't do everything manually. So again, petrol lawnmower, because I can't run an extension lead 50 meters. Well, I can, but it's just hard work, isn't it? So everything's petrol. I brought a load of petrol tools, brought a load of hedge cutting, petrol hedge cutter and multi-tool, leaf blowers, chainsaws, a lot. So just to help me, just to assist me with this big garden, and cut like probably a potentially all-day job down to like a couple of hours. So first of all, I'm going to get the lawnmower cut, the grass cut, or like I say, the moss cut with this lawnmower, get as low as possible, and then I'm going to get the scarifier out. Unfortunately, I haven't got a petrol scarifier at the moment. I've only got an electric one, so we'll make do with that because we're only doing this lawn today. And then we'll go from there. Wow, that's as low as I can get it cut without it scraping. So as I tried to show you before the battery ran out, so we did a quick mow as low as we could, and then I've gone over it with a Scarifier. Look at that, it looks like a farmer's field. Just look at the thatch in the moss. It's so deep, it's unbelievable. I'm gonna have to do this a few times. Look at that, it's like a farmer's field. But yeah, it's gonna take a few Scarifyers. This is, I might clear this up, go over it again, and then leave it for a couple of weeks just to let it try and recover a little bit. I'm gonna go and get some moss killer and get that down as well, and then we'll Scarify it again in a couple of weeks, and I might give it a mow again as well, but we'll see. There we go. So I've raked up all the moss into little patches, into little piles. Fill your bucket up, look, and I'm going to get rid of this. But if you look here, look, it's just all moss and thatch, you know. It's perfect time of year to do this while the ground's all moist while the ground's all moist. It's perfect time to do it, and it's looking better already, and it's going to give the grass a chance to breathe. I'm going to go over it again, I think, go a little bit deeper, see if I can rip a bit more up, and then tomorrow I'm going to treat it and then leave it for a couple of weeks, and then once all the moss is died off, I'm then going to do it again, and then maybe once again in March just before we seed, and yeah, you'll see all the progress and what it started at, or how it's going to finish. So yeah, I'm going to crack on doing this clean up. I'll catch up with a bit. So there's another second Scarify. Look at all that lot still, you know, a couple of Scarifys. It's took loads up and there's still loads down, but I need to just let it rest. I don't want to damage the root system too much of the grass, but hopefully that's enough just to get it breathing, and then I can get some treatment down, like I said, and kill off what's left of the weeds and moss. There's not that much weeds, to be fair. I've only spotted a few, but a couple, it's more the moss. I just want to get rid of it. It's your worst enemy, especially if you want a nice looking lawn. So I'm just going to get this lot cleared up, and then I'm going to run over it with a mower and try and get some lines back in it and see how pretty it looks. It's not going to look that much, it's not going to look too pretty, but it's going to look a lot better than what it is, and it'll get the rest of whatever I've not raked up. Right, it's all done what I can do today. I've been at it about 3 hours. I can imagine doing this with a rake. You've seen all them piles of grass. You can imagine having to rake all that up, you know, out the ground, rip it out the ground. But anyway, that's the result. It's not looking too shabby. I know there'll be a lot of people out there that will say I shouldn't roll it down because I've just aerated it, blah 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 blah, but unfortunately that's the only mower I've got that puts lines in, and the other mower also has got a roller on it, so there's no way of detaching it or anything. So that's just the way it is. That's the beastie I've been using. Proper bit of kit, electric start and everything. I've just been using a McAllister Scarifier. Brilliant bit of kit. It's ripped this up no problem. It really has done a good job of that, even though it's not a petrol one. But you can see the difference now. The grass looks much greener as well, if I'm honest. I know it doesn't from this picture, but you can actually see grass now rather than moss. And then it's on to this next, but I've got a couple of ton bags full of moss that needs taken to the tip. I don't want to fill too much up because it's hard work getting down them steps. But yeah, I think we're done today and I'm pleased with that. Like I said, we'll get some additive down, some moss control,
let it recover for a few weeks, and then scarify again before we get some grass seed down. And hopefully this is going to look lovely. Now I can actually see mud. Can you see that? Whereas before you couldn't see any mud, and the grass was so spongy, it was unbelievable. And it's still spongy now. It's not 100%. It's going to need a couple of scarifiers over summer, I think. It's not going to be at its optimum until probably next year, this grass, because it's in such a bad state. But we'll get there. We'll get it looking somewhere near. I've enjoyed a good morning today, playing with some tools and toys. So now I'm going to go and grab a beer, I reckon. It's beer o'clock. It's off 25 to 11, 25 to 12, so I think I'm going to, sorry, 25 to 1. Yeah, so I'm going to go and grab a beer and something to eat, I reckon. But yeah, I won't chuff for that. Morning. Right, it's Saturday. So it's the day after we did the bottom lawn. Still looking good. It's going to get treated today, hopefully. Now, today we're going to have a crack at this one. This is just as bad, if not worse. Look at this moss. Look, just moss, the whole lot. So we're gonna have a crack at doing this. It goes all the way through here, which is just moss. It's just there's patches of grass, but you see all the greener, the darker greener bits. That's the grass. The lighter green is the moss. It's just terrible. Look, all the way down here. Dog's been scratching around here. Look, all moss. Goes all the way down there. But we're not gonna bother with the orchard. We're just gonna get this lot done today. So let's get the mower out. And give it a cut first, and then we'll get the scarifier out. There's a lot of moss in this. Look at that. That's the first pass. There's hardly any grass in this bit. It's really bad. Look, I mean, just look at the clumps there. But at least we're getting down to soil. Hopefully. Well, I know it looks crap at the moment, but it's really bad down here. You obviously get shaded by all the hedges down here. But look, we'll recover it. We'll sort it. Bit of hard work, bit of knowledge, job's a good one. And the sun's come out and I've got my t-shirt on. I've had to take my jumper off because I'm sweating my flipping, yeah, off. But the second pass, it's still just as bad as the first pass. Look at it. But we're getting there. I don't know whether this video is getting boring, but hey ho, I'm just showing you. I'll show you this, and then I'll show you, like I said yesterday, when it's all done and looking how it should do. I'll show you all the processes that I'm going to do. Keza's painting the railings. I don't know whether you can see her down there. She's painting the balcony. Look, she's waving. Sun's out, so we may as well be in the garden. It's lovely and warm. Look at the view. Can't wait for summer. Get some vitamin D in us, get away in the van. Although, like we said before, there's a lot of work to be done, especially in the garden. I've got to hit the garden now and get it all chopped back, so before all the leaves start growing, and then it becomes more of a chore to get rid of everything. I have brought myself a new shredder to shred a lot of the stuff, which I'm going to have a go at in a bit if I get time before I want to watch the rugby. Six Nations is on, so I want to get this done and sorted before that starts, so we can go and sit in the bar and chill out for a bit and watch the rugby. So I'm going to crack on with this because time's against me at the moment, and I'm going to enjoy some of this sunshine.